How do 800,000 Americans, more than the populations of Washington, D.C., Boston, or Denver, help keep us healthy, power our homes, put food on our tables, and protect us from harm? The answer is chemistry. Chemistry binds us together, and it energizes our domestic economy. It allows a team in New Orleans to help a tech startup in Silicon Valley. Chemists in Richmond provide materials for an automotive parts manufacturer in Columbus. And a chemistry company in Newark helps triple a farmer's crop yield in Omaha. But we not only produce goods for the United States, we export them around the world. Here at home, every hour, 97,000 tons of chemical products are safely transported between American manufacturers. Railroads, in particular, play an important role. However, the relationship between U.S. manufacturers and railroads is quickly getting off track. Over 30 years ago, our nation's freight rail system was struggling to meet the needs of the country. So Congress passed laws designed to help put the system back on track. It not only recovered, but it began to thrive. The rules were working, at least for a while. But after years of stability, freight rail rates began to soar. Since 2001, rail rates have skyrocketed by 76%. But why? What is so different about rail? Dramatic consolidation reduced the number of major railroads from 27 in 1980 to 7 in 2001, with 4 major railroads holding 90% of the market. Today, more than 3/4 of all freight rail stations are essentially captive to a single major railroad, giving railroads unique pricing power. And it gets worse for shippers and consumers. Surprisingly, government rules actually shield railroads from having to compete with each other, even when there's a competitive option available. Unsurprisingly, this lack of access to competitive rail service leads to higher costs for each link in the entire domestic chemical supply chain. From raw materials, to the chemical manufacturer, to the chemical customer, to the repackager and product maker, to the farmer, and finally, the consumer. All along the way, in each state, jobs, capital investment, and economic impact are adversely affected by increasingly higher rail rates. This can add up to a supply chain for a domestic product that is far less competitive than one shipped from China. But it doesn't have to be this way. So how can the U.S. rail system become a free market again? A lot has changed since 1980, but the rules governing railroads haven't, and it's time policymakers updated them. Policymakers should remove government protections from railroads and promote healthy competition whenever possible. In addition, government procedures are now so costly and cumbersome that many shippers have no viable option to challenge and resolve unreasonably high rail rates. This process needs to be more efficient. These issues are all being debated, but what's no longer debatable is that the lack of rail competition threatens American manufacturers and their ability to compete globally. The bottom line is that we can compete with anyone, but we all have to compete, no exceptions. Learn more about how rail competition reform is the right formula for a healthy economy.